study today, it is National Vocation Awareness Week. So in the spirit of the proceedings, I would like to hopefully enlighten us a little bit about what a vocation is and what it means to live it out. Now, when we think about the word vocation, sometimes we tend to think about religious vocation. Priests, deacons, religious brothers, religious sisters, consecrated virgins. But there's one vocation that many of us here today are familiar with, and that's marriage. Marriage is a vocation too. And I feel uniquely qualified to be a spokesperson for National Vocation Awareness Week because I am an ordained Catholic deacon, have been for 3.5 years, and I've been married 23 years to a wonderful woman named Jennifer. So I actually have 2 vocations. So that means you have to listen to me. Actually, no. Listen to what the Lord has to say about vocations. Now, the word vocation actually means a suitability for a particular job or mission. In short, it's really what we are made to do. It's what we're made to do. And we only need to look to our readings today to hear what the Lord has to say about what we're made to do. We heard it in the Gospel, and we heard it again in the first reading from Deuteronomy, a variation of it. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. That's it. That's what we're made for. But Jesus gives this wonderful part 2 to go with that. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. These 2 things, love God and love neighbor, they are inseparable. They go together. You can't have one without the other. If you love God, if you truly love God in your heart, how could you not love other people? If you have the grace of the Father, the love of the Son, and the power of the Holy Spirit abiding in you, you have to love other people. You can't help it. It just comes through. And by the same token, if you love others from your heart for love's sake and their sake and not your own, how could you not help but see the love of God shining through that situation or that relationship? Love God, love neighbor. That's our true vocation. And it's not an either-or proposition. It's both and. Now, it's important not to get vocation confused with state of life. Meaning, are you married? Are you single? It's not necessarily the same. Our state of life will help determine how we carry out our basic vocation of loving God and loving neighbor in a particular way. So when we think of priests and religious brothers and religious sisters, we know that they are living their vocation in a particular way by saying yes to the Lord and by saying no to other people and other situations. And it's noble, and it's difficult, but it can be life-giving and very, very effective. Exhibit A. Now, deacons, on the other hand, deacons are a little different. Oh, are they different? We're a little different. There are actually 2 types of deacons. Transitional deacons, who are men who are on their way to the priesthood. They're ordained deacons, and they are for about 6 months to a year, and then they are ordained priests. And then permanent deacons, of which I am one. Permanent deacon is a man ordained in the church for a threefold ministry of the Word, the altar, and sharing. And permanent deacons are allowed to be married, provided they are married already at the time of their ordination. And when a permanent deacon's wife dies, that deacon cannot marry again. I am very protective of my wife. Don't leave me. And I was speaking a few days ago on All Saints' Day about how our job really is to help each other get to heaven. That's really what we are to do, get each other to heaven. And in marriage, it is a wonderful opportunity to do that because it is a unique, intimate relationship that provides many opportunities for both parties to help each other on the way, to help get each other to heaven. So if you're married, that's what you're supposed to do. Get each other to heaven, help each other. And my wife helps me every single day. Because my wife shows me the face of God every day. Every day. One thing I've learned being a deacon and a husband at the same time is the importance of the action of loving. Love is something you do. And in doing these things, sometimes it'll cost you. And sometimes you won't get any credit for it. You won't get recognition. They told us in deacon formation, don't wait for the thank yous, because they're not always going to come. But were they right? And in marriage too. But it's okay. It's okay. It's all part of the vocation, and it's always, always worth it. In addition to loving in action, I have found that it is very, very important to say the words. Say the words. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Now, with God, if you love God, say you love God. Tell Him, Lord, I love you. I give thanks to you. Say the words. And if you mess up, you can go to reconciliation and say the words, Lord, I'm sorry. And it's just as important to say those words to each other in our relationships. I have found so much power and so much grace in saying to my wife, thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Whatever your state of life is, married, single, divorced, widow, whatever it is, it's never too late to embrace your vocation, to love God and to love your neighbor. To embrace it with purpose and with fire. To love fiercely. And if you haven't discerned exactly where in particular the Lord wants you to serve, be open. Seek the Lord in prayer and discernment. But be open. And be ready to maybe be surprised. I know I was. But be ready to be blessed. Be ready to be blessed. Love God. Love neighbor. It sounds so simple, but it can be so difficult at times. But we need to remember that that is our true vocation and that the two are inseparable. And this is what we are made for. And when we remember that, and when we live it, we will see the love and the heart of Jesus Christ beating in us. And when others see us, they'll see it too.